All right, guys, it's an absolutely beautiful day. It's gonna be a beautiful week in Derby. We're gonna tie into another ICF basement, and this one's gonna be a little different. Stay tuned. All right, guys, here's what we're tying into this week. It's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know if you guys can see all the flags and all the stakes out there. This is about a 1,500 square foot basement. I think it's got 12 corners. This one is a far cry from square or rectangular.
People don't build rectangular houses anymore, Mike.
We should let them know that is a shape, and it is more cost effective to build that way.
The very first comment I told this homeowner was, "Don't you know you can build a square house?"
You know, we got to be nice to this homeowner, because this homeowner is Gunner's kindergarten teacher.
Yes, that's true. Well, I told the husband, not the kindergarten teacher.
Backing it up already. Yeah. So first steps first is we got to get the basement dug. That's what we're going to tie into today. We come down here, Matt and I come down here. We were going to do this last week, and it rained every day last week. But we did manage to come down here and get this laid off. And there's a couple things that needs to be based off of. They want the house to be parallel with the barn offset. I think it's 5 feet. I have to go back and look at my notes. And then the elevation of this hole is based off the floor of the pole barn, or the future floor of the pole barn. The floor of the house, the floor of the garage attached to the house will be the same height as the pole barn. The floor in the house will be 18 inches higher, which makes for 2 9-foot steps. No, 9-inch steps. That makes a lot more sense, don't it? So the depth of this hole is based off that. One of the other things we got to do here, just to walk you guys through the job, is we got to install a septic down there. And there's a bunch of talk about the elevation of this, to whether or not we can make that septic gravity feed. It's just not an option. There is one basement, there is one bathroom in the basement. It's just going to have to be pumped to make this thing sit in here the way it's supposed to do. So it's supposed to make it fit in here the way it's supposed to make it look right, if that makes sense. So I don't have Jerry this morning, so we're going to hope that Matt can run a dozer. We'll see how that goes. But we got
willing to learn if you're willing to be patient.
I don't know if I got patience. It's not my strong suit. But yeah, we got pretty good little end of the year project here. We got basement to put in, septic to put in. We got a bunch of dirt work to do around the house here, and got a pretty good stretch of weather. So we're going to tie into it and see what happens. One thing I'll show you guys real quick before we get going here is we got this laid off, and we got corners, rebar marking the corners. I know it's hard to see because the grass is tall. We actually got the exterior line of the basement painted. A little bit see, we actually got a porch right here. This is a big offset. This is kind of the system we go by. And then I'll split that line with my teeth in my bucket and make our over dig. The trick is, with a basement like this with a lot of offsets, it's finding that proper order to go at it where you can keep as many reference marks as possible. This basement here would be an ideal scenario to have like a total station or some sort of GPS layout. Because if you lose your marks, you just go back out there and plug and play and find them again. But we don't have that option here with the surveyor this morning, so we're going old school. All right, guys, here we go. First scoop of the new basement. This is some pretty decent topsoil, so I'm gonna throw it back here out of the way, try to save as much of this topsoil as we can. Otherwise, the dirt's just gonna go over in a pile. I'm gonna throw this topsoil up here a little farther on the hill. We'll just kind of push it up by the woods. You cannot cuss, I am filming. I said I'm gonna take that topsoil and throw it back here, just push it up towards the woods. Not a whole lot of topsoil here, but it's worth trying to save what we can to put back around the house later. We'll throw it up here, save a little bit of it. And the rest of it will all get pushed in a pile. We'll use it for fill around the house at a later date. we're finally kind of rolling here a little bit this morning. Gotta check our first depth measurement here, see how close my guess is. Rolling. Oh, we're not too far off. Listen to that. On an inch high, that is a pretty good guess. So I cannot stress how important it is that if you're going to dig a basement like this, or any basement at all, how to go about this and actually thinking it through. So there's a corner right here where it goes this way, and then inside corners are always hard to get to. So I started here. Now I'm going to go that way and dig out to that stake right there, right there. This stake here just randomly marks where the garage is at. So we'll dig this wall over here now, and then we'll be able to take off and go that way. Then I'll come back and go over that way and dig around that. So that's my plan. You guys just have to stay tuned to see how well it works. All right, so I'll give you a little bit of an update here. I can tell this is going to be a wet hole. We've already got water coming in a few different spots back there, which is to be expected. This is a pretty good hillside going up, but we've got dug around over to there. We got an offset and a bump out here, and it comes back, and yeah, it's just a zigzag mess. So before I get any more dug down there, I think I'm going to come in here and hog out this section right here, because I need a place to go with this dirt. And as of right now, I can still take this dirt and throw it over there where Matt's pushing at. And I should be able to take this dirt and go out the front with it. And that dirt I can go out the side, but I need, this is why you gotta think ahead, I need to get that dirt out of there where I can still reach and swing over there. If my boundary trench ends up getting filled in, it's not the end of the world. We still got the line marked, but I don't want to do it unless I have to, I guess is where I'm going with that. So I'm gonna wedge myself up in here, probably go ahead and get this corner dug out, and probably dig myself out however wide I can reach with my swing all the way out the front, and then we'll go over there and figure out what we're going to do on that side. That's my plan. We just have to stay tuned to see how well it'll work. And I think it's getting colder today. It is not warming up at all, I promise you. Oh, Matt's learning on dozer. He's not doing too bad. I want to show you something he was doing over here that's kind of a pretty common, I don't know if I'd call it a rookie mistake, but I see it happens quite a bit. This is his burden pile, his overburden pile. And he's got a real steep slope. He's coming in and he's pushing up and making a real steep pile. Well, his dirt's kind of sticky. What that does is whenever he comes up over the end of the pile, he has a hard time getting the dirt off his blade. I see him over here shaking his blade like that a lot, trying to get the dirt off of it. What needs to happen is, and you guys have seen Jerry do this time and time again, Jerry's the absolute master of it. But if you get that slope, coming into that pile just right, and whenever you get to the top, you just drop the blade just one time like that, all the dirt falls off down the back side of the pile. A lot easier on the equipment, a lot easier on the operator. It's just a lot easier on everything. So I've told Matt, we'll see what he does here. I've told Matt to kind of take that angle out of there and get to where he can just push up and just drop it off on the back side of the pile there. Yep, see how he dropped that blade up there? He's getting close, and all of it just fell off. He didn't have to fight it. We'll come back and check on him and see how he's doing, but it's something I wanted to point out real quick. Maybe I'll help somebody out. He's got the going back and forth part pretty good. Now he just needs to get the maximizing his travels. But he's getting there. He's getting there. He needs more dirt. I better get my butt back to work. We're coming. All right, guys, as we're sitting here swinging the dirt, today is November 2nd. It is the day before the election day, so isn't that exciting? I guess it'll be exciting for some and not so exciting for others, depending on what side of you're on. But anyways, that's not where I'm going with this conversation. I've recently, a lot of the videos that are posted right now are from back tearing the house down and doing the riprap job. And I make some mentions of this Volvo machine and not being real happy with the performance of it. I think my comments got taken a little bit out of context. First off, all the pressures have been checked. Everything's factory. Everything's the way it's supposed to be. Let me swing you guys around so you can see me. So all I'm trying to do is everything on this 140, which should be a 14 metric ton machine, is 100% set to factory settings. We checked the pump pressures, we checked the relief pressures. Everything's where it's supposed to be. I'm not going to change anything from factory. That's the way the factory wanted it to be. That's the way I'm going to leave it. It is what it is. Everything on the 120 has been checked also. I have never messed with the pump pressures on that machine, and they are about 250 to 300 pounds below John Deere spec, which with a machine with that many hours on it, I think that's probably pretty normal. I have no complaints about that. So it's set right at or just below factory spec, however you want to say it. That is considered to be a 12 metric ton machine. So yes, that machine technically, horsepower wise and hydraulic wise, they're pretty much the same, but that machine supposedly weighs 2 metric ton less than what this machine does. But if you look at them on paper, they're pretty much the same. All I was trying to show you guys, I wasn't trying to put the Volvo down. I wasn't trying to build the John Deere up, even though that John Deere is my baby. I was just trying to show you guys the difference, just giving you an honest opinion, honest review. And the best way I know to do that is to show you real world situations where one excels over the other. I don't care if I'm sponsored by Hyundai, Volvo, John Deere, Joe Blow, whoever it is. I'm going to tell you my real opinion of it, and it is what it is. So I appreciate all you guys trying to help me out, but that wasn't really the point of the conversation. Now, back to the Volvo. I don't hate this machine. I actually like this machine, and there is things this machine does considerably better than the 120. If I have to go out and dig a basement and move a lot of dirt, like for example loading trucks at longer weights, or digging this basement here today, I'm probably going to choose this machine over the 120. One of the main reasons is I really like this 42-inch tooth bucket on here for this application, and this bucket will not fit on the 120. The second reason is this cab is considerably more comfortable than the cab on the 120. Air ride seat, visibility, just everything in is more comfortable than the 120. So if you're going to run all day hard, I would probably still choose this machine over the 120. The other thing is I don't have a good way to show this. The John Deere is fast and is very good for its age, but the boom up speed on this thing is considerably faster than the John Deere. And if you're digging down in a hole like we're digging today, or if you're loading trucks where you got to boom up a big distance, it does make it a little bit faster. So I need to do a 1-year review. I need to do a 1-year review on the Volvo, and I need to get the Volvo and the John Deere together at some point, and just kind of show you guys some fact-checking comparisons. I guess would be the best way to do it. It's hard to get both machines in one place, let me tell you. They are, now that we've got the John Deere pretty much lined out, it's been running good. If I got to do a bunch of tedious work like setting trusses or setting retaining wall blocks or just random stuff, honestly I still prefer the John Deere over the Volvo. There's as many situations I would prefer the John Deere over the Volvo as I do the Volvo over the John Deere. Volvo for the most part has been doing pretty good. We got a lot of the emission stuff kind of ironed out. It does really good on fuel. It's comfortable to run. Other than the emissions issues, I haven't had really any other trouble with it. That's my way over here. Turn you guys back around. One of the questions I get asked a lot is if you had to do it all over again, would you buy another Volvo? And that's a good question and a very tough question to answer. I really like that Hyundai machine, but I only got to put about $150–200 on it, and it was a brand new machine. You know, this is 4 going on 5 years old, so I'd still be curious to see what that machine was like a couple years down the road with some hours on it. But one last thing I want to point out is I'm talking about a Volvo 140e 2017 model. Some of the bigger machines I think are quite a bit different. They got some different setups. Some of the older machines are different. So just because I talk about this machine the way I do, I don't know if that actually cross-references over to the other machines in the fleet. So be a little bit careful about that. If you're looking to buy a 220 or a 250 or a 160, you know, they may be completely different animals compared to what I'm running here. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. We're gonna keep on swinging dirt here for a little bit. Matt's getting his ramp built up over there. It's looking a little bit better. We'll go check on him in here in a minute. But I'm gonna get this corner hogged out, and then we're gonna swing around and get the other middle. Jump down the hole and see what she looks like. Man, look at that water coming in there. It's gonna be a wet one, folks. It's gonna be a wet one. I think we're a little bit high over here yet. We'll check, see where we're at. My plan is to kind of rough this in with the excavator. Well, that's not too far off. Just a shade high. My plan is to kind of rough this in with the excavator. Then we'll come down here with either the dozer or the skid steer, and we'll polish off final grade. But I'm going to scratch just a little bit more out of that, and I'm going to reach over and grab as much as what I can over that direction from where I'm sitting. That is one thing nice about the blade on the Volvo, is even though we're on a hill right here, I can use that blade to level myself up and still dig a flat bottom ditch or flat bottom hole, whatever we're digging today. All right, guys, that's about 3.5 hours worth of digging. It's starting to take shape. You can see all of our notches and offsets we got around there. We got a line right here. We got to go down and offset up and go over and then go back and connect into that corner. So I'd say we probably got about half of it, maybe a little more than half of this area here dug out. But all this dirt here is going over there. All this dirt here is going over there. You see the theme of it's pretty important how you go about doing everything. But so far our thought process and our system is working out really well. Let's go over here and check on Matt, his spoil pile, see if he's getting any better at doing what he's doing over there. It looks better. This is Matt's first time. He's been around the dozer a lot. His first time really running it. He's a little bit rough on his approach here, but he's definitely got his angle. He's definitely got his angle down pat. Whenever you push out of the pile like he's doing right there, and see how he's letting that dirt pull him over to the side. Then once you get up out of the hole there, you kind of got to chase it, but he's getting it. Get her straightened up here. Now hopefully what he should do, that angle there, he should be able to bring that dirt up, and then right whenever he gets to the top, he'll just kind of really drop the blade and all that dirt will come off. Just like that. Beats the heck out of shaking the crap out of that blade and fighting it and all that good stuff. So, but anyways, he's getting the majority of the dirt moved. I'll have a little bit of a mess to clean up when he's done, but that's all right. He's getting her figured out. But we're gonna go grab something to eat for lunch, and we'll be back in a minute. I tried to tell him that he don't need to dig a hole here. I'm digging a hole over there. He didn't think it's that funny. Alright guys, I almost forgot about you. We've actually been back from lunch for about an hour. Just nothing real exciting happening at all. Just a whole bunch of Digging and slinging dirt. We switched over. We started stockpiling on the other side of the house, and pretty much just got the same system going, just opposite side. But so far, our plan's working out. Matt's doing a pretty good job keeping up on the bulldozer. That's good. Dig and swing, dig and swing. This is a pretty good sized basement, but it don't help whenever you get slowed down by all these corners and offsets versus just flat out digging out the hole. But still trying to keep the topsoil separated as best we can. Throwing it on this side. He's got a different place he's going with it. On this other dirt, we'll end up getting the roller back in here, and we'll kind of fill in around the house to make it look a little more natural sitting in here on this hillside. But we are getting there slowly.
Alright everybody, we're down in the hole. Mike's finishing up that outside corner there. Looks like a nice rock. You can hear the laser in the background. Right at a solid beep there. It's got it on grade pretty good. See how big that rock is. Looks like it might be a pretty good one. Let's see what happens. So you guys can see here, Mike's got it to grade, pulling everything back, running the stick across it, that being the stick. See, it's all blending quite well around that corner. He'll pull it all of that outside corner there, get it cleaned out.
So here's kind of the update. We got this whole back wall all hogged out. There's a corner of the basement. I am sitting right on top of one corner. And we got this little bitty section around front here. You guys can see we got this little offset right here. So I'm gonna finish out in that corner right there. I'm gonna jump back over and dig back this line, get this bigger section out here, then we'll just have that little bitty corner I'm sitting on. So that's kind of my thought process. It's getting late in the day. I'm really hoping we get this thing at least roughed in tonight so we can start doing some footers tomorrow. But time will tell. Boys and girls, we are getting close now. Check this out. We are down to the last little corner. Get it cleaned out, get the bottom of the hole cleaned up, and then the anxious part comes. Does the house fit the hole or not? Somehow we managed to keep all of our reference points and all of our stakes, so I got pretty high hopes she's going to work, but we'll just have to wait and see.
What's your name? Luke and Jack.
Hey, somebody parked the dozer in the way. Don't worry, I got it.
That sounds good, Dirt Perfect. I'm in an educational moment, all right?
This is also an educational moment. Don't park the dozer in the way.
Look, he's gonna push it. You all heard him say dozer's in the way. He's gonna push it instead of drive it. And he wonders why his stuff gets broke. Anyway, boys, you ready to learn something today? Number one, what are you standing in?
Basement.
It's a basement already? I'm kidding. It is a hole in the ground, but it's soon to be a basement. You're right. Hopefully by the end of the week, yeah? All right, so we are going to explain to the boys. You all see the laser sitting right up there, and then you see the receiver on the grade rod right up there. All right, boys. Slow beep. Do we all know what slow beep means? You're gonna have to talk louder. You're gonna have to holler at me. Hey, you don't want to holler at us. So what we're trying to teach them is slow beep means we're low. If I raise this rod just a little bit, guys, you heard the solid beep, right? Constant. Right there. That means we're exactly on grade. Fast beep, if we go to this high spot, because this is in between the teeth of the bucket, fast beep means we're high. What do you boys think? You can handle it, right? We can leave, y'all can dig and check grade now? No? Why not? You're virtual school tomorrow, right? Huh. Well, maybe we'll have some shovels out here for you. What do you think? I don't think they want to do any shovel work. That's our educational moment. Stay tuned for more.
All right, boys and girls, there's what she looks like at the end of the day. It's pretty much all rough dug into grade. I'd say the whole bottom's within about an inch. The real trick tomorrow is make sure the basement fits in the hole. That's kind of crucial. But we'll get here in the morning, we'll take the dozer, smoosh that around, make it all look nice and pretty and level on grade. And then this is a little bit tricky to lay off, especially without a total station. So we'll kind of go through tomorrow how we're going to lay that off and then walk through some former drain real quick. But one thing I want to share with you guys, our previous conversation about the Volvo not having the lift capacity or the thumb strength, the two things I complain about the most. And everybody's like, oh, check your pressures, check this, check that, check your settings. It has nothing to do with that, guys. I'm pretty confident. I'm not an engineer, but I'm pretty confident it has to do, the lift capacity has to do with the relationship between this pin and that pin. That's a much shorter distance and a much steeper angle than what's on the 120. And that pin right there is farther back on the boom. So that geometry between that pin, and that pin is where the lift capacity issue comes in my opinion, on this machine. It has nothing to do with hydraulic pressures. It has nothing to do with computer settings. It has to do with the geometry between those three pins. It is considerably different between this machine and the 120. Now, in certain positions, this thing's pretty comparable, but as it gets up high, it loses lift capacity very, very quickly. Now, as far as the thumb's concerned, it's kind of the same situation. On the John Deere 120, this pin and this pin are the same, so the cylinder's pushing way out here. From there, the arm goes from here straight down. This one hooks back. Now, this one will travel farther. It has more degrees of travel, but it don't even come close to having the same strength. Yeah, could I bump up pressures and make it? Possibly. It's going to destroy all this, and I don't want to do that. I live with what I got. That's kind of the thought process. Behind that. I do not like this setup. I do not like this setup at all compared to what's on the 120, but it is still better than absolutely nothing. But that's where the loss of strength comes from, is this cylinder is mounted back closer, and then this pivot point is way back here instead of out here. So it's just, both of them just come down to leverage. It's 100% on leverage. It's one of those things you probably don't look at that much whenever you're demoing a machine or looking at a machine, until you get on the job site and then you realize what you got. But we're not going to end this video yet. I want to take you guys to the house. I'm hoping some pretty cool stuff coming in the mail today, so let's go check that out. Just rolled back into the house here. This is actually a Captain Cleaning project. It's pretty sad whenever you're so busy, you got to pay people to do dirt work at your own house, but if I don't pay him, it'll never get done. If you guys remember some of my videos, this ditch through here was washed out, something horrible, and my water line is in that ditch, and my water line was exposed, and it's getting cold, and well, that's just not good. So he ran a little short getting done today because he ran out of fuel, so we're going to top him off of fuel real quick. If you guys want to see that project, I'm sure he will cover it in great detail on his channel, so go over and check out Captain Cleaning. For that, I got to dig this fuel hose out of the back of his truck because somebody's highly disorganized this morning or this afternoon or whatever it is. It's been a long day. But let me get fuel in this thing. I'm going to take you inside, and I got two cool things to come in. Wowzers, that took an act of Congress, but got it. Alrighty, we got 3 packages in the mail this morning. Jenna's already broke into this one. But these here come straight from Denton, Texas, from Muddy Feet Concrete Pumping. I'm pretty sure the pink one is either Jenna or could be a man behind the scenes, but Jeff, Muddy Feet Concrete, he has got an awesome channel, and we're actually going down to visit him in about a month. So we'll be in Texas down there to see Jeff, but he sent some hats up for us, which is absolutely awesome. Thanks a lot, Jeff. We greatly appreciate that. I may have to try one of those bad boys out tomorrow. That's it's deer season, so that's hunting orange. These 2 packages here, I'm extremely excited about also. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Finally got them ordered. Finally gonna do it. Let me just show. All right, guys, don't freak out. After a quick post on social media, yes, I realized that flag was backwards, and we got her straight now, bud. We got her straight. So if you guys haven't seen this video, that is the excavator operation challenge we did with Hyundai. Pretty cool video. But yeah, we got the United States of America flag, the Hyundai operation game, and the state of Indiana, which is their perfect home state of Indiana. So been wanting to do that for a while. Finally got it done. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's a cool addition to the shop. Let me know what you guys think. But that's it. That's a wrap for today. We will be back out on the basement tomorrow doing footers and former drain and all that good stuff. Hopefully you join us then. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, guys, we shall catch you on the next one.